So, hello everyone! Welcome to Animazing Collectors Circle Chats! We have amazing collectors from the Animazing Facebook group. And here we have Domino.
Hi guys, I'm Domino. I've been here for all the chats so far. I hope I haven't annoyed you yet. And we're here to talk about figures, and I have, as you can see, a lot of them here, and I have like a room over there and a room over there. I have a lot of figures, okay?
I love you, Domino. You're the best.
Oh, thanks, Roger. I love you too.
Aww. Well, with that, Roger, apparently.
Yeah, I'm just a minor collector in this title pool, so don't mind me.
Yeah, like a guppy
starting.
here.
That's good.
I'm only here in spirit.
So we got Ross.
Hi, I'm Ross, and yeah, I've got figure fever. So I'm still on that stage where the figures seem to be multiplying.
I want to hear more about that.
I'm searching a TARDIS type solution at this point.
I need to afford too much in the pocket. Yeah, I understand that concept. Yeah, if you only can just stack them taller. All you need to do is go higher and deeper.
No, at this point, I need the fourth dimension for sure.
Let's buy another house. Have a loot house. You have a living house. You have one of those two things. It'll work out.
See, there's ideas right there.
Absolutely.
That's it. I need a tesseract shaped bedroom.
You know what we could do? We can lease out
Store
that bigger
stuff.
storage unit over at the U-Haul. You know, that has a whole room. You can put the whole room in there. It's only $250 a month.
And you can buy more shells.
Put more stuff in there. That'd be bang on, man.
Wade's gonna pay for it?
No,
So
I'll just
about,
let you know it.
about that mysterious voice, Wade.
This is Wayne.
He's also a thumb.
Bring it on camera.
Apparently the thumb exists. More support there,
Yeah,
Wade?
I only own one figure, but it was free, courtesy of Ross.
It's just in Ross generous.
I think you're winning because you paid nothing for your figure.
Yeah,
Probably only winner you are. That's about it. Yeah, I spent some cash for me.
everything else I got cost money too. So.
Not in figures though. You're a free man.
And then we got the Animazing figure expert here, David.
Technically, I'm not. I'm just here.
You just the dude.
Yeah, but I'm not a figure expert according to Ross or Facebook.
What do you mean, according to me?
Roger, sorry.
I can't get him crowned because stupid Facebook won't let me crown him. Just like him and David, David, other David, it won't be able to. David Paul won't be there for that.
Yeah, well, I own a few figures, so that's about it.
You figured.
Some people can get crowned and some people can't.
The reason he doesn't have a camera is because he spends all his money on figures.
I like that.
Well,
Sounds legit.
that's priorities.
You know quite a bit there, Domino.
My ninja skills, you know.
All right, and then just myself here, Ed. I collect a couple figures here, like David here. So yeah, it's all about the no camera, all spent on figures. You know, I'll go with that as well. So
Yeah, I would like to know
Couple figures.
expenditure of figures.
Someday.
That's what I want to know.
whoa.
Ooh, someday will come.
So if you haven't
Someday they'll-
guessed, this is about figures and its challenges on collecting.
Money.
That's the biggest challenge.
Money and okay, bye guys.
Yeah.
I can tell you my greatest challenge of all been figure collecting for very little. It is space. No
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
You know, I just recently I bought these
I
one of
agree
these
with that.
power things called what I call a detolf, so I can put more stuff in there. But unless I have two detolfs, I won't be able to have one for Hatsune Miku and the other one for the general stuff. Of course, if I have those two, I'd like to have three, just because I have ReZero, then I have Hatsune Miku, then it kind of multiplies from there. And pretty soon you won't have any more space left for everything else.
You need one just for Haruhi. Wow, how dare you forsake your goddess?
I already got I have 3 of her statues already, man. I don't want to hear
not
about
enough.
it.
You need
And
more.
also,
You need an entire detolf to your best girl.
He said he did have one. One
I
was
do,
for
Yeah,
I
you
do
need a
have one.
shrine.
Just for her. You need a shrine of Haruhi.
you need at least 5 detolfs.
I got a shrine. That's what that thing is for.
What?
Cut off.
It's
You
kind of cut off now. But
Yeah.
that's the final.
Adjust
That is
your
the
camera
that
so
is
they
the
can see
final.
it.
It's like the final thing you can add to a shrine. Can you adjust this thing? That thing.
That's
Yeah,
what's
that's a
supposed to
great
your
part of the
shrine.
shrine, but you need at least 6, 7 figures.
Well, that costs as much as 6, 7 figures.
My thing's all messed up.
Yeah, Ross is the expert on that.
So about that,
Well, you shouldn't-
figure frenzy there, Ross. About that figure frenzy you're talking about.
Oh, well, I was going to say, so 2 problems that definitely come to mind in general. If you don't get in on a pre-order, you tend to pay quite a premium. Or on the backside, when they first seem to hit the market, that seems to be your other best chance when there tends to be a glut of sellers or people who realize, oh crap, I can't afford this. And so then they want to dump what they just got. And in some cases, that can even work more advantageously because at that point, they've shipped it over to the US at least, so you don't incur that additional expense. The problem, of course, is, even if you do eBay and even if it's legit sellers, you have the added aspect of having to pay tax on top of it. So plus, they know they're going to get charged 5, 6, 7% in fees. So it's really hard to get a competitive price through eBay. Generally speaking, unless someone gets in on a pre-order, like I said, right after release, they're probably going to pay quite a markup, or be very patient. And the other real big aspect that can cause problems, like I said, is the shipping. Because generally speaking, to send a figure over could be anywhere from $30 to $150 on up, depending on the size of the figure as well as the weight and how quickly you want to get it as well. Unless you want to wait 2 to 4 months for it to travel by boat and hopefully not capsize along the way. But it's that shipping aspect is really a huge challenge, and even trying to time your purchases to get the benefit of multiple figures at once, if that's a benefit, because again, there's so much pricing variance.
Now, also for a newbie like me, another big issue I've seen is the possibility of getting something that's not official. What do you call it? Bootleg figure. I don't know how. I wouldn't know how to find it by looking at a figure. I wouldn't know if it's real or not. There's some obvious bullshit out there. But if it was really well done, uh, there's like a Nendroid. The box opens this way, not this way, and it has the number and the has a laser holographic on it, and it has this kind of hair color and the skin tone. I mean, how would you know about this stuff if you're just starting out?
I was going to say that's where you really want to try and look at the MFC picture. Well, on MFC they'll have the
What's MFC?
manufacturer.
You should.
My Figure Collectors.
Which Ross hates.
I do, because of the fact that there's so many figures they exclude because they have to have a tie-in to a Japanese company in some manner. Whether or not the figure is Japanese is completely irrelevant. It has to have a tie-in to a Japanese country in order to be allowed to be listed.
There's only one Japanese country.
Things from the OG, Mayatos, etc. Many of the game ones, especially the Chinese-oriented mobile games,
Impact
will not be in there.
Unfortunate.
And that's also a shame because, if you do want to try and ensure the legitimacy, you want to be comparing it against those stock photos. And MFC makes it easy to find those stock photos when they're actually up, which seems to be a ever-increasing problem.
And they also have like numbers on it, like UPC. Did they have some sort of like an UPC number on them?
Not always.
No, really. That'd be the only way I would think that would be more trusting than because pictures are, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and like some might have a little sticker that indicates the legitimacy, like a holographic sticker or something. But for example, one of the group members got
zingered
right away. The one thing, the first thing I noticed was the hair coming down differently than in the stock photos. And I mean, that was just one of apparently many things. But looking at it at first glance, you're like, oh, maybe that's okay.
Yeah,
But
well,
then as soon as you compare it, you're like, oh, yeah, no.
I thought it might be, if it's like $15 to $15 is a good giveaway that figure is not real. But you also have prize figures, and you have other types of whatever that parade thing, pop-up parade thing
Pop-up
that you get
parade.
from a good small company. That could fool you. I say, hey, this thing is a knockoff for sure, but it's not because it's actually a prize figure or it's going to be something else. So yeah, it is definitely a minefield.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Like from somebody like me that don't know, that's
more,
what I don't know.
but more of the counterfeits are going to target the scale figures.
Yep.
And
All the Sailor Moon
usually, they're going to be priced about half or less.
Yeah.
So that right there can be a giveaway.
Yeah.
The country of origin they're shipping from can be another.
Because
China, ignore it.
Thailand or China is probably bad.
Ignore
Yeah,
it.
it just
China, Malaysia.
yeah. So it's like there are some markers, but
China being Ross's favorite.
I was going to say that's where it can get difficult because if it is a figure that actually does originate from there legitimately, that might be fine. But if your seller on eBay is shipping from there, there's a really good chance if it's discounted,
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
usual, that you're not going to get what you're expecting.
Yeah, because the picture they show may not be legitimate. They give you some nonsense
Yeah.
picture. It's the same thing when you get is that whatever it's supposed to be, like that horror saber doll from hell looking thing. Worst thing ever saw from Saber. So yeah, that's a
Well,
knockoff.
guys,
The classic.
Lots of times when someone sends me a picture like a private seller,
Yeah.
I'll take at least one image and search it on images.google just to make sure that they didn't pull it from somewhere, because there's at least a fair chance that it'll get matched.
Oh, okay.
If so, I haven't had that happen yet. But
Don't give people ideas now.
I find you're relatively safe if you use places like AmiAmi or even Diamond. I don't know if you guys use Diamond, like at your comic stores or anything. You can order figures through them, and they will get it straight from Japan as well.
Huh.
So that's
Diamond.
something.
Diamond distributors do like comic books and stuff. But
Yeah, I have.
I didn't know that they did figures.
You get these magazines at the comic store, and they are just loaded with a whole section of just figures.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Fascinating.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
How are their prices competitively though?
They are more expensive through previews. Something that costs $300 on previews is probably $200 something on AmiAmi. However, you got to remember you're also paying for shipping with AmiAmi, and it's been really pricey because of all the COVID and everything. It's really jacked up the price. Like I just got that Himeko figure from Hokai Impact, and the EMS was like $78, and that's cheap compared to what it could have been.
Yep.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
She was also a big figure, so I mean, yeah. It's a little cheaper if it's smaller, obviously.
Yeah, size does matter. Shipping internationally.
Mm-hmm.
And there's such a disparity in speed between DHL EMS and the boat right now, especially.
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, do I $10 or $20 to wait 4 months or up to 4 months?
It's never worth $20 to wait.
Right. 4 months. A month and a half for something really heavy or big.
Yeah, I actually sent my first one by boat, and it probably won't show for 2 or 3 months. I was like, that was not $9 in savings.
No.
It was just such an inexpensive figure that I was like, well, I guess I'll try boat with that one. It shows up when it shows up, and I'm like, God, I forget it even exists by then. But
Yeah, I just bought a figure myself. It was on sale for like $50 compared to 140 usually is. Shipping was going to be like $70-$80, so I just said screw it and sent it by boat.
How much was boat though?
Like 24.
Okay. Yeah. Relatively speaking.
Yeah, it's not one I have to have right away. It's one I got a good deal on.
So I guess the question
Yeah.
for everyone here is when do you just go from sea boat or sea mail to EMS or DHL? Like what's your limiting factors here?
Impatience.
Your
Pretty
patience?
much.
Not money, just patience.
It's a mixture of both.
A mixture of both. Okay.
Yeah. Like I could have paid 90 something for DHL or DSL or whatever it's called. And
DHL.
DHL.
yeah, it was like 90 something for that and then 70 something for EMS, and then boat was probably going to be like 30. But I wanted it, but I also didn't want it that bad that I had to pay an extra 20 or so bucks for it. So that's why I chose the EMS. Because I still wanted it, but I didn't want to chance the boat losing it either.
Yeah, a couple extra days.
Well, I know it depends, like David said, on price too for me. If the shipping is going to cost a considerable portion as compared to the value of the figure, I have a lot more difficulty justifying a quicker speed.
So it comes down to the deal.
More to the threshold of, the cost of shipping versus the cost of the figure.
Really? You want to pay $90 in shipping for that little curio like that?
If it's $1,000 curio, sure.
Absolutely. Why not? I saw
If it's $100 curio, no, I'll send it by boat.
Yeah.
Because, in the back of your mind, you also want to make sure that at the end of the day, you are hopefully preserving most or all of the value and have potential for appreciation,
What?
even if you don't plan to get rid of it. And so if that metric doesn't make a lot of sense, you're going to need a doubling of value. And, it's better to try and go as inexpensive as you can on that shipping.
Thinking about that, there is another option. If you have buddies like we are, we can also ship, with buddy deals.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Ross or Wade or other people. If you happen to have a group of friends that wouldn't mind sharing the load, then you can get that big get that big package in. It would have been cost $250 to distribute the pain.
My question, since there's a larger interest in anime figures now comparatively than when it was really starting to hit the U.S. What is the chance of this becoming a Cabbage Patch Kid bubble?
Probably no. I mean, anime is just a growing
for
thing.
anime figures.
I
Anime
think
figures, not a chance because of how it's done. They're made to pre-order.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
someone can't just buy everything up.
Yeah, there's an actual franchise behind it that people watch and love as well.
I look for
Like
first
Nike
on the
says-
Hatsune Miku stuff. I mean, if I can have a house like Domino's full of stuff, and it wouldn't be nearly everything. And multiply that by the several hundred thousand other properties you can order from. So I don't think that's going to be much of an issue, other than maybe that one figure you really want to have. The life size lump you really want to have in your house. I know you do. Anyways, that might be a problem. But anything other than that, I don't think it'd be much of an issue.
So I think what it is, when they do a pre-order, that determines how many they're even going to make to begin with. And that's why you don't have an abundance of all these figures compared to where like they do make the Cabbage Patch and we're gonna have 1 million of these because we know we're gonna sell 1 million, but they don't. Where there, it's like, okay, we have 100 pre-orders, we need to make at least 150 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or they pre-decide the allotment if
That
it's
too.
more limited, and then just
And then
close it
they'll
out.
close
and hit the
Yeah.
count.
Yep.
Exactly. And then there's China, who decides there should be 200 more of the same figure with less quality. So
Nice.
No. When something becomes
That's a-
really popular.
That Junji Ito one that I guess one of the Korean manufacturers had done 300-ish, something like that. At I want to say it was around $300, and then they decided to do a second allotment, I guess for international, and decided that those were going to be priced at like $600. So, I guess it's there for people that want to get them.
But I'm not interested in Junji Ito stuff. So
What?
it's just a melting face woman and slime tongue man, all that kind of stuff. It's either that or Amelia. I'll go with Amelia every single time.
Not
I was gonna
attracted
say,
to
you like dark, so how could you not like Junji Ito there?
No, what about all that Spawn stuff that came out
I
of
said
DC
cute
Comics
dark,
or
cute
Marvel?
dark.
Whatever.
See, it's not Genocyber, Roger.
A genocyber is something if you want to have your true nightmare, the eye in the dark, you'll ever have nightmares every night, you'll swear it's moving. So, my house, it just may just cause unfortunate incidents. I don't know. But I did see that bigger, like quarter inch, whatever, or the quarter scale genocyber statue. Yeah, I said, what is this thing from hell doing on my screen? I can't believe it.
I guess you wouldn't appreciate my pyramid head statue I just ordered.
Actually, another scary thing about the figure collecting side is the fact that many of the companies, you don't know the shipping cost until they get the figure in hand.
Yeah.
Miami does that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But
I really don't like the risk that creates. I've come to accept it because, you pretty much
you
either
an
have to or
idea.
you have to wait months for Tom to get it
Yeah, pretty much.
without the Japan stamp or something.
But you can still get like an idea if you've bought enough figures of what it could be and prepare for it. But yeah, not having an exact number kind of does, hamper on your finances.
Yeah, I mean, you would kind of think they would at least know the box it's going to be in ahead of time. But I guess not.
Yeah, another thing I saw just recently that the fragility of the figure in question, like the Oni rim, for instance, that had Sorrel's got a headless rim.
Oh yeah.
From Eastream, I've heard that those are pretty fragile. I know that David has much more experience on the Eastream stuff, but I've heard that they are kind of hard to get in one piece.
That one looked
Yeah,
like
I got lucky with mine, with only like a little damage. Although the Crystal Emilia kind of has a lot of like weird. It's not broken, but I don't know, like melted glue or something on some of it.
So is there a propensity for certain companies to have that issue other than Eastream, or is it simply unique to Eastream?
Well, they're
You
quite different. So I think by nature is a lot more delicate to begin with.
Yeah.
that one.
Any figure can break.
Yes.
Especially with the box.
Yeah.
I've regretted opening several figures where they have the really thin weapon. You're trying to get it in the hand, and then it snaps, and you're like,
I did that with
The
Dark Magician
pain.
Girl. Ugh.
I was so worried that was going to happen with Chaika because there's like the thin rail on top of the long gun and wedging it in her hand, that'll start to move a little. And I was so scared it would snap off. It didn't, thankfully. But I
That's
was
good.
so scared it was
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
they're like, you want to switch hands? No, never. It's safe now. I'm leaving it alone.
Never touch it again.
My wife like swiveling the TV that she's like standing up next to, and I'm like, if she does that, it's going to hit the gun. So then I started moving the figure yesterday, and I was like, all right, that should give it enough breathing room and make it smack into that object first.
Don't jinx it now.
Yeah. So,
Be glad you don't have a cat in the house.
tell me about it. I have one, and I have strategically put things on the top. I'm like, please leave it alone, Cubby.
Yeah, the cats do like knocking things down.
Actually, would if she had a chance, I'll start batting it.
Yeah.
My cat likes chewing on figures, but he doesn't like knocking things over.
I don't know what's worse, chewing
Yeah,
or
they-
knocking over.
Both are bad.
That's why I have all my stuff behind glass. He can't get to it. He doesn't normally knock things over anyways, but yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah, I could see it being a tough proposition around young kids too.
Oh
Yes.
yes, exactly.
Luckily, we don't have.
Oh shit.
Figures.
Yeah, they'll like turn around.
Oh, it's like a video of one guy from Japan that had all those Gundam figures.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah.
He had a locked room, and apparently the kid got in the room anyway and played with a few of his figures that shouldn't have been played with.
Yeah. Didn't he break a bunch of them too?
Yeah. And he built the kid's parents for all the damage and stuff, and the kid's parents didn't want to pay it.
Wow.
Everything's down about it.
Like
Ouch.
can't
Toy
sue-
Story.
You can't sue the kid. So
Kids are not worth it.
You heard it here, guys.
Kids are not worth it.
But you got a vein vault for a room.
Or you start collecting after they're older.
That's true.
But
That's
who
true.
does that, Ross? Come on.
Well, I mean, let's see. So, when actually, I guess we could say, got me into figure collecting, because my
Oh.
son was buying figures before I was.
See, you're
I might have had one before him, if even, but I think they were all after.
Oh, that Jackie Chan figure, that's what it was.
Oh, that's true. Jackie actually does proceed, because actually we probably got Jackie when Quinn was only like 2 years old, but then I didn't actually add an anime one until
that One Piece, the Luffy.
yeah.
You should say until this group formed.
No, actually I don't think the One Piece one was first.
I will admit,
Maybe.
I do have Star Trek action figures.
Oh wow.
Get out of here.
But
So what is everybody's first figure? Mine was Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII. I found her at Toys R Us and was like, because I had to have her. She's the blonde teacher-looking lady from Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, that's who I had to have.
Huh.
Let's
Interesting.
see. The one when I started collecting officially was Vivi Nefertari from One Piece, but the first figures I ever got was like 12, 13, 14 years ago. It was Lucy and Nana from Elfen Lied.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
I do not know where they are though. I know they're in storage.
My Quistis is collecting dust in that corner over there.
My first was going to be Kurisu, but I made the mistake of passing on her at the first time.
Ah,
I did get her on the rerun.
okay.
But then for my birthday the following, I guess that summer, 2017, I think it was. Pretty sure it was 2017. The Hestia one where she's got the crate of apples.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that I believe Hestia is actually my first official figure.
Okay, so why? Well, explain to me. I don't remember why apples.
Because they're tasty.
Is it in the show or something?
yeah,
So they can roll away and you lose them, and then you get mad at the fact that you've lost your apples.
That's
It
exactly
sounds
right.
kind of a personal story there.
What's the reason why the Hestia will have a barrel portrait full of apples? Now, Hestia is a actual goddess, in the Greek or Roman pantheon. She has to do with fire and motherhood and stuff like that. Maybe they're playing on that, making the apples, maybe apple pie or a mix up out of apples. So maybe that might have been a logical extension of her authorities.
Nah, I don't think so.
Then what's your thoughts then, David? Apparently you have an
I have
idea.
no idea. That's why I asked the question.
You just don't accept anyone's idea.
It seemed a little far fetched there.
I'll hear your theory about it.
She's bearing you fruit. That's what she's doing.
I like that.
Next thing they'll say, Holo can't have apples either.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty much thing with the apple and wheat. Yeah. Well, anyways, my first figure was a Nuku Nuku from Sega. The Sega made Nuka Nuka figure from was it 25 years ago or something like that? I first picked up the Nuka Nuka anime. I just liked it. I liked Nuka Nuka so much I had to have one. And of course, stayed in the box for many years, and we're looking around for it. I didn't see it. It's stuck somewhere around here.
Now I have to ask Glenn what his first figure was. See if I can get a response, and I'll share it if so.
All right.
So
I'm really.
What
was yours, Ed?
Yeah, my first figure was Chi from Chobits from the manga box set one that came extra back in the day.
Nice.
So it's pretty small.
Or I guess.
Yeah, on the couch.
I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
Yeah, that one's priced all over the place on eBay.
Yeah.
Usually more on the high end than anything, and it's not worth the high end.
Right.
Yeah. Anything
Probably worth
now.
$25-$30 if you're lucky. Oh,
I do
made a
have
lot of.
Lamppost one.
Oh, that's the $300 one you bought.
Oh, the lamppost. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, I think you got it after Jen and Gillespie had hers.
I didn't know she even has one.
She has it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was funny, though, because for quite a while, we kept getting the same figures, but purely out of coincidence. Eventually not out of coincidence, but I would say like the first half dozen times it occurred in probably a 2-month time span. It was just purely by coincidence.
Talking about Jenny and you?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was just hilarious because it'd be like, oh, I just got that one too. And not like it was newly released or anything, but it was like what suddenly just made it, pop up on the radar for both of us. Don't know.
Kindred souls.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen this one? Have you seen this one? And it's like, bye.
I like your spirits. Keep on buying.
Yes, keep buying.
Edward has a registered trademark on it.
Buy more.
Buy more. Think you're buying enough? No.
2022.
It's like when Funimation had "You Should Be Watching." It's like you should be buying more. And that includes you, David.
A moment of
silence. Too much for him.
I heard my name. I spaced out.
Just say yes.
Right? Reading subs while actually watching another show entirely different.
He's reading culture.
See, this is how much he pays attention to all the shows.
Yep. We're tying into another conversation there on subs and multitasking.
Yeah. Can you actually multitask when hearing or reading subs effectively?
As long as I'm not trying to listen to 2 things at once, I can do it.
That sounds like an excuse there.
Well, listening and reading are 2 different things.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I'll give you that.
I'm much better at reading Japanese, for instance, than hearing it. Hearing it, nothing. Reading it, oh yeah, I know this.
I would say it's a mix for me.
Ugh.
I can catch some words that's as good as
reliable brand to collect from.
There are many.
But what would be one?
There's
not one single.
So many.
If there's not one single brand you can say that they always make a decent figure that I could pick from, that to be one.
Depends. Do you want it to be allowed in MFC? Because I'd recommend my Ethos in a heartbeat, but most of their figures can't go in MFC.
Go away with that crap.
Apparently, I've been there 2 times so far, so
See, he heard that.
Native.
All that breakage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
I actually do have one extreme one order.
So So Roger, just buy all freeing bunnies. Come on. Why aren't you doing this?
Bunnies are
You
like
don't even do
250.
that.
You don't even do that.
Those are. They typically are, for whatever reason, they typically tend to be around the quarter-inch size. They tend to be around $250. And they tend to have kind of a plain pedestal. So I don't know. That's what I've seen so far. But if I had to
So
pick,
Roger, why haven't you gotten the Haruhi bunny?
I've looked at the Haruhi bunny. I'm not too impressed.
Wow. Hot
I
take.
mean, I like the figure. I mean, I like the character, but these until I saw that new 1/7 scale that came out. A lot of these wasn't all that really cool to look at. I mean, I was more interested in the what do you to call them Figmas of Haruri than the figures of Haruri because of how they were made or looked
Haruhi?
or whatever.
I would agree. Most of the Harukis that I've seen have not
They didn't catch my eye.
been all that great.
Boring.
Yeah, I was really like that goth Haruri.
Mhm.
Like the goth one, it was pretty cool. It was completely out of character. I've never seen a goth wearing Haruri the figure. So important to
How about that new one? I don't know if that was Aniplex or someone else. I forget. But
the one that's
the one that has the badge.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I saw that one. I wasn't really impressed. But I saw that was it. Yeah, this is it. I'm thinking that big figure came with several different arms too, because you see her pointing and holding a megaphone and doing different things. So maybe they swap out arms and stuff on it.
I did
And two different faces.
Figma. Yeah.
I
Figmas
thought
do
Figmas were the only ones that did that.
Yeah. I don't think the one I saw was a Figma then. That was
But the Haruhi one coming out is Kadokawa.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. You saw that one.
That's one I have already paid for and I'm waiting for, and that'll be my centerpiece of my heroic shrine.
I expect a video and
Yeah,
pictures.
that's like switchable arms.
I'm thinking it does because
It's not movable, but it's switchable.
You can take out
Yeah.
arms and stuff. You can't pose them, but you can take different things off it and
Yep.
put it back on again. So
That's
I'll have
normal.
things. So it's pretty. I didn't think there were too many figures that did that.
Oh no, there's quite a few.
Really?
I have a lot of One Piece ones.
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't
a
know.
lot more now.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know
that's another reason to keep boxes around because you need to
Well,
keep
pieces.
it somewhere that you'll be able to find.
Oh, we don't need to keep those pieces together.
I have a box I put the extra pieces in now.
Oh,
Put a big box. Put it in the big box
I
and
open
shake
it
them
and
up.
I'm like, okay, whose cigar is this? You know, like,
you have like 10 cigars and
Crocodile.
you're wondering.
If you have an extra crocodile cigar for One Piece, I'll take it.
yeah,
So
that's where one of my cigars are for.
I know one person I've been collecting a lot of those bunny figures. Is it Thomas? Thomas Sarles. He's been doing a lot of those bunny figures lately. At least I've seen that's a whole shelf full of them things.
Does he have more than Ed, though?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in his collection yet, so I can't verify or deny if he has any of those or not.
I regret not getting those Oh My Goddess ones. Those ones are really nice. The bunny figures for the Oh My Goddess characters. I wish I had those.
I'm just waiting for Amelia.
You have to wait a long time.
There we got one for Hestia. That's all I need.
spelled the name. Quinn just sent me his the one that he thinks he got first. He's not 100% certain, but he believes it was Inami from Wagneria.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So, and Wagneria is his favorite show.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's a good
Yep.
show.
Wasn't that Ed's favorite show?
No.
You always have that thing on your videos.
Oh yeah, that's true. You do.
That's true.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, the playmat's amazing. That's why. But it's not my favorite show.
It should be your favorite show.
That was one of the earliest ones that he showed me after he'd really taken a lot of interest in his own various anime.
So you're saying Quinn showed you the way?
Oh yeah, very much so. It's
You know the way, but
been a big influence on me in the world of anime and collecting, and then I've since branched out
Yeah.
you know, to my own interests. But yeah, no, actually, it's interesting because, you know, in this case, it wasn't the parent influencing the child. It was very much the other way around. And he's actually introduced all of us in my family to a wide variety of shows. You know, everything from Black Lagoon and just all sorts of things.
That's what I'll show your parents is Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Remy text
All,
like, well,
all
sorry.
parents watch that one.
Like, hey, Dad, have you seen Kite?
Oh my God. It's probably an example of an anime not to show to their parents. There's another one, a Next Guardian, or even just a car.
Hey, we should all sit down and watch interspecies reviewers together.
Or Akisora.
Did you do that?
No.
That might be interesting. Interesting talk
You were
to.
telling me you're going to get Donna to watch that with you and Quinn.
Some redo of Healer, everyone.
Don't ever show that to Mom.
Oh man. Jeez. Bad influences here now.
What was the other show? The weird
You're talking about
one
redo
that's
of
way
Healer?
worse than Interspecies.
Redo of Healer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to show that to Donna?
polarizing anime I've ever seen it. There's
I
got
hope
the group being
Yeah.
another group saying hell no.
that started a war in the group.
Group for that,
Well, the guy was trying to defend actual shit.
Well, there are some people that adore the show, and some people that vehemently hate it. And it's one of those kind. There's that's one of those kind. But that's kind of the way I guess it is with those kind of shows. Interspecies reviewers would be another kind of a questionable show.
Not nearly as bad as the other one.
It didn't get as much hate, that's for sure.
There were questionable stuff, but everything was consensual in interspecies reviewers, where the other one, not so much. As far as I know.
There's actually a particular face slapping scene. Just saying.
I did not.
Apparently there's some knowledge going on.
I watched it, yeah.
And which one though? I'm trying to think of what scene and which show you're.
Redo of Healer had a slap scene with a particular body part.
Thanks, Domino.
No, I was probably like, okay. There were 2 episodes that wasn't
Good
particularly.
night, everybody.
Show as a whole.
Opening the can of worms here.
The figures are.
I'm down, Domino.
I won't.
Don't get too excited now.
So far, they just don't appeal.
Well, what about the No Game No Life figures?
Oh, those are
They
really
appeal.
well done.
There's a lot of figures.
Yeah,
With
they have
figures?
many figures.
Oh yeah.
We did not talk about a lot of Shiro figures, only a couple ones.
We only talk about Jabril figures here. Come on.
Jabril.
The quality there.
The quality on those figures are very well done.
Wait. What about Stephanie?
No.
Yeah. Stephanie's best girl.
See, the Eat Stream on order is a from No Game No Life.
Oh, you have one on order?
Yeah, that's a good Shiro figure.
The Alice one, the Alice crossover one.
Yeah, okay. I know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually.
I was gonna say, and that doesn't have crystals, so hopefully,
Oh,
safe.
That doesn't have a lot of questionable shit on there, like the Beast, the bunny figures for Shiro.
Yeah, I just, especially with the books, that whole aesthetic, just really like that.
Mm. So what's everyone's prized figure in their collection?
Well, I guess for me it would be the Saber Alter, the kimono. I think it's called a Saber Alter kimono. It's probably my prize figure right now.
Oh, okay. How about you, Russ? You
Mine's a toss-up between 2 right now. Between the Myethos Miku and the Myethos Consort U.
We only talked about MFC approved.
Well, then neither of them. Oh no, wait.
Anime figures, not garbage Chinese mobile game figures.
Wow.
Hey, some of them are nice. Like I don't know if it's my prize figure, but it's the 3 girls from Girls Frontline going down the steps in their like opera gowns. I have those.
Oh, okay.
Those are really pretty. Based off of a cheap, I think it's actually a Korean game, but yeah.
I only have one Aruru figure from Ultramarino.
There you go. Now we know what the free figure was.
Yeah.
But my prize
Hey,
figure,
Clark.
I don't know which one of my prize figures. I'd have to dig. I guess to pick one would be Heather from Silent Hill 3. She's still in her box, and she's not cheap now. If you try to get a Heather figure, just saying.
From I think Silent Hill 3.
Yeah, she was the main protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying for a favorite prize figure?
Ow!
Yeah, I think she might be my top, maybe. I don't know for a fact. I have way too many figures I love too much, so.
Yeah, that's the problem with me as well, that there's just too many to figure out which one's best.
So what's your favorite, Ed, David?
Yeah, I never hear anything from Ed. Never any of his kind of favorite stuff ever.
Yeah, it's not like I have a, Rem Shrine, and like Roger here.
Well, what's your favorite figure, boy?
Yeah, about time to start the goods.
Nah, let me show you in the video with the Rem Crystal Oni figure, the
Is that
E-streams.
your favorite one?
That face is amazing, David.
I mean, it's the same figure as
What's your
what
favorite?
Thomas has. It's not special.
Wow.
To him,
It's
okay?
special to me, David. That's what matters. Jeez.
But are you
No,
saying
it
it's a favorite? Very careful about your wording.
Kind of like a Divergent.
Wait, what?
Is it your favorite, Edward?
Is the Ram your favorite figure? Like it's supposed to.
Yeah, it actually is.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I can't believe I got a Ram fan on our side.
Yeah.
That means Dave's all alone on the Amelia side.
I like Amelia, don't worry.
Damn it! Damn it!
You're not helping, Domino.
Hey, Amelia's best. Hey, Amelia's best girl. The author knows it. Subaru knows it. Technically, we all know it. You guys are in denial.
Depends how you talk to. We all know that Ram's better, anyways.
Ram. You
Ram.
meant to say A,
They're-
not E.
I'm sorry. The author knows Amelia's better.
She does have a really good figure, though. I do think that the Amelia figures I've seen, they're all really good. Actually, I picked up a small Figma already. So yeah, that's going to be a harbinger for bigger ones. So yeah.
Oh man, Rogers betrayed the pact.
Hey, you have Amelia figure too.
That's why I said Amelia has the prettier figures, in my opinion. I like Rem, and I like Ram, but I think Amelia does have the prettier figures.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, they do have really good figures on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tisk tisk.
See, I have about 6 Amelia figures on order. I don't know how it got that high.
It needs to be
But
higher.
what's your favorite from amongst those that you have?
It's got to be the crystal dress. It's got to be that one.
Actually, I like the crystal dress, but I've always been more drawn to the idol.
The idol, okay.
Okay. Alright.
Especially since I got the exclusive base that you had to buy all 3 figures to get.
Oh, okay. The multicolored base, square base one.
Hmm?
The multicolored base one that has the square but multicolored base.
Yeah, with the hearts on there. Yeah.
That's a really cute figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I got the base, and it was extremely hard to find, but thankfully someone was selling it.
You got lucky.
I did. They were selling it. They were selling everything except the actual Amelia figures, because they have more Amelia figures than I do.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, a lot of people do.
You need to get on that.
No, I'm good.
Now,
Let's see. I'll have about 13 after this year is over. I'm good.
the
David
question
calling
is,
quits.
actually, with all these really expensive figures, are there any good cheap figures available? I'm probably using a bad word for it, but are there any kind of figure that's not a scale that's really good to collect from?
Pop-up parades.
Yeah, pop-up
Really
parades are pretty
suggest that.
nice. I have one right here.
Yeah.
The
But
latest
they're
one,
so basic.
the Showmru. It's
No.
pretty heavy.
Calling that basic, really?
I love that one.
They're not. They're higher up in scale, but compared to, I mean, not scale, price, but compared to scale, you can definitely see a difference.
Yeah, but scale is more expensive, good sir.
I know,
I mean,
but
I
the
think the
poses are all basic. It's nothing exciting.
A new figure collector pop-up
You get
parade
good
is a
ones.
good starter.
Yeah, yeah. Highly suggest
So
that.
Van Presto. Van Presto has. I mean, you're hit or miss with Van Presto. Some are gorgeous. Some you can tell are cheapy. But like I hate to say it, a lot of the Fate Stay Van Prestos have been a bit lackluster. It's kind of sad. Like, I mean, kind of simple. Nothing really to it.
Where's Rain?
Yeah,
Like, if you get truly getting started, prize figures aren't
they're
terrible.
a pretty good start.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's if you really want to get more into the hobby, I think going to pop up at bare minimum would be best, honestly.
Which is true. That's
Yeah,
like
but we expect more from Ross. I mean, Roger. They're right there.
Wow.
RO.
don't forget our viewers on
What
YouTube.
about costs and what about
Yeah.
costs? If you're going to spend $1,000, more than $1,000 on a figure, and you're still getting the same figure from for $100 deal, then this is how I kind of look at it right now. I mean, as time goes on, if something is really collectible, they made so many of them, or something about it is super rare. That's something I'm way too late on.
I'm
It's
just
None
not-
of
waiting
us
for
went anywhere.
Roger to get a life-size How to
yeah, I would like to have one of those and a lum too, and a rum, lamb rum. And I want to have more room. I have a Hessian ram to hurry.
When
Well,
is
Yeah.
this
you have to,
happening?
Rum.
even with shipping, what I would say your Amelia E-Stream, the blue was probably what? It was under 500 shipped, wasn't it, initially?
I got it. I had a lot of points on Tokyo Taco Mode, so I got a really good deal on that, and I got free shipping because they do that. It
Yeah.
was
Nice.
boat shipping, but it was free.
That's pretty good then.
I love that one.
Yeah, I think I paid I paid less than $200 for it.
That's really good.
Oh yeah, the points on Tokyo Taco Mode are the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yami Yami points are not as fantastic. I mean, they do help, but yeah.
That's about it. Like, barely help, shall I say.
But yeah.
The Ami Ami points are what, maybe 2/3%, 3/4%.
Yeah. I had all
Ugh.
I used it to get the figure one time, but yeah.
Now, Tom definitely tends to charge more on most things, but you do at least tend to reclaim that difference when taking shipping into account. And often on the shipping, they'll pay half and give you half in points. So that's
They will
kind of rack up
with EMS only though.
a lot later, doesn't it?
Hmm.
But then you can actually buy something that you couldn't.
True.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Yeah, it's how they balance the price and point system, which is weird on that website.
Not true. On the new Amelia one with Echidna, where they're like on a cloud, the sun and moon. They actually are pretty much neck and neck with the Ami Ami. It might be like a $20 difference, but that could go up when the price difference goes up between the yen and the dollar.
pretty much
So
always
with the
compare.
shipping, you're going to make out much better on Tokyo Takamo for that particular figure.
I feel like it's for sea boat, right?
No,
Well, I know.
with EMS, they pay half the shipping, and then they gave you like $20 in points.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not bad.
So overall, you're just paying like $10-15 in shipping
Oh wow.
for that figure. It's a big figure, so you're going to be paying a lot more.
Usually.
But I mean, you do still have to be careful because, like, for instance, that Ghost Bride pre-order, that's been as low as like in the 500s pre-shipping on some sites, and then I've seen generally maybe mid 600s to near 700, and then you have Tom with only like a 5% discount on it, showing 900 and change for that one. So it's there tends to be a lot of fluctuation,
Oh yeah.
which means you do have to at least do your due diligence among a number of sites.
Be a savvy shopper in the end day.
So if you are a savvy shopper, how much do you think you should be spending on a particular figure?
Depends on the figure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
depends on the figure and company.
That's some sort of mathematical model. Is it between 180 to 100?
Depends on the manufacturer a lot too.
Oh
The
yeah.
levels of quality. Even among scales, there's huge differences between the various manufacturers.
Yes.
So there's no amount you can kind of start off from
It's going to be over 100 typically.
per scale.
Yeah, these days it's 100, 120 at min.
So starting with non-scale would probably be the better way to go.
Well, depends. If you're also thinking about potentially reselling and rotating, you're more likely to do break even or better on a scale than on a non-scale, I think. Because the non-scale is just going to be so much
Widespread.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll have more selling competition.
And you're saying that most of these scales are limited in number and production, every last one of them, or mostly or has a tendency for that?
Not really. They're not really limited like in limited quantities. It's more limited in the fact of pre-orders and then make a little bit more, but usually they're plentiful when they first come out. It's just over time less and less people want to sell theirs. So you see less in the market because of that.
How often does the figure manufacturer reprint a particular figure?
There is no real way to know that.
Does happen, but it's not that common.
Yeah.
I've seen some that have been reprinted like 6-7 times, and other that never see the light of day again.
Yeah.
And
Like-
that's really rare.
Right.
Like the book, My Hero Academia ones from the Belfine figures, they're getting a reprinting. Demon Girl Next Door, those two figures are getting a reprinting. My Sakurajima, she's getting a couple of reprints, but most figures don't.
I was going to say, if you're trying to find Beatrice, then from ReZero, any of the high-end ones there are really tough to find. And tougher to find, within a more reasonable price range.
Yeah,
And they've not done any reprintings of those to date that I know of.
yeah, side characters and male characters are always the most limited of the bunch. So if you're into getting one of those, get it for sure pre-ordered or right away because finding it later is sadly next to impossible usually.
And if you do find it, it's super pricey compared to what it was originally.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Double or triple even. I have a Metal Slug figure that I bought for less than $100, and now it's like over 600. It's I forget what, Meg or something.
Oh wow.
But I was gonna open it because I was like, oh, she'll be cute on the wall, and then I saw the price. I was like, I'm leaving her in the box.
The collector mentality of oh no, can't open it.
Just
So If you want to just display a figure and throw away the box, how much value do you lose when you throw away the box?
Like half.
It depends on if you're going to sell it in the future or not. Otherwise, like for me, Banpresto boxes are cheap, and so I have this little noodle stopper here. I have figures around. Can you tell? His box is gone. He came in bent and out of shape, anyways. The box did, so I just tossed it. I know that's like a no-no for a lot of people that you want to save your boxes, and I did for the longest time. But I had boxes everywhere. I had to finally make that choice. But if you're a collector that does plan to sell your figures, it is best to keep your box, the little plastic inserts, depending on what, because that'll help your value stay higher for your figure than it will if you don't have the box.
Yeah, like I normally, especially if it's a scale,
Yeah.
I won't even consider a scale that does not have the box.
Yep.
Because of the fact that the box, in many cases, will also help with the authenticity aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
in terms of at least trying to help confirm that. I usually don't care too much about the box condition itself.
Yeah.
The fact that it has the corresponding box for me is the more important aspect because again, it helps vouch for it, and it's also going to eliminate a lot of people who would have interest if there is no box.
True.
So that's the other aspect that really can hammer its price. I would say probably what 40-50% at least
Really?
in many cases.
Oh yeah.
So if you watch you lose 50, you're more likely to lose between 40 and 50% of its value.
Probably at least between
Yeah.
the number of people that won't consider it and the amount they're willing to pay or not.
Especially on
true.
the higher end figures.
But
Yeah, it's
you
very
know, throw it away and
You can't all have it.
you're tossing away a lot of potential buyers even at that point.
At minimum, you're going to lose about 25% of the total value.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, at least.
At the
Like I
bare minimum, it's
5%
more.
discount, not for scale.
And plus,
For
they know
sure.
it'll be safer to ship if it's in its box compared to you trying to use whatever to make it safe in the box. So there's always that too, and missing pieces and stuff like that. Whereas a box can hold that.
And that's like the other aspect I've thought about was, okay, so maybe what if you throw away the inserts and just keep the box flattened so that your boxes don't take up space. But there again, if it's scale, I can't throw out the inserts.
You gotta keep
if it's on presto.
How many people really do that though? Like I don't think I've seen many just keep the box and not the inserts.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Like there has to be someone out there, but it just seems.
Why would anyone do that?
It's got a viewing window. You can look through it and see through the clear plastic parts that's encasing the figure and stuff. You got to keep all that stuff together because unless it's a sealed box that has pictures all the way around it, then you have a better chance of just throwing the stuff out of that box that's sealed up without any windows and stuff to look inside.
The plastic inserts are incredibly important, especially if you're moving. I mean, I moved a couple times figures.
Oh
If
yeah.
I threw any of that out, the figures are, screwed.
Now, if you happen to lose a part, is it possible to regain it?
No.
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 I mean, sometimes you can kind of find, but it's very hard. It's very hard to find a part you're missing.
Find some loose.
Find another figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some stuff I don't know. If a like an umbrella breaks or something else breaks or something like that because you're moving it around, then if it breaks, it's gone. Unless you had some. It's probably going to be a nonsense question, but I've always been kind of curious of a couple of things. Like if a piece breaks, is it possible to get another piece? That's probably kind of grim.
Well, like that second Hestia I got, I'm taking 2 of those apples to top off 2 missing apples from or one actually. That one had 2 missing apples, the one with the autographed one. So I'm taking the autograph crate from the voice actress
and canning it over.
Yeah. But nevertheless, and then
English voice actress
had 2 missing apples. Mine had 1 missing apple, so I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and top off my apples.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
It's a monster.
I do double some of a particular figure that's been
I've done that. I've bought a figure to. I have a few of them where I bought two, and one to keep in the box and one to open and display. I've done that with Levi figures. I've done that with Dante from Devil May Cry figures. I've done it with a lot of Togaino no Ichi. These guys that are they're blocked for the manga, but the boys love game Togaino no Chi. I have doubles of that because I wanted to keep one in the box.
keep one in storage.
Yeah, but I've had to stop doing that because that's expensive after a while.
Oh
Figure
yeah.
probably
Especially now.
is running out of room. It's the
I need to run out.
Yeah, room, space.
Yeah, no, in my case, just I had gotten Quinn that other Hestia, but he's not actually that into Hestia, so he's
Boo.
like, nah, you can have that back. I'm like,
I'll
okay,
take it.
I'll go ahead and top off the apples and then I'll sell off.
I can see it now. He's like, "Here's your Hestia. You really don't want it, right? I'll just take it back."
The hope that he doesn't take it. Nice.
He's like, "You really don't want it, though, right?"
Well, I've kidnapped his Luis, and from Familiar Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because I forget what company made that particular figure. All their other figures absolutely suck. Horrible.
Yes.
But that one is actually decent. Not great, but decent. And it's so adorable though. And so yeah, I've adopted that one until or unless he asks for her back at someday.
Or never.
Hopefully.
So time to tag Quinn to this video.
Yes.
Does anybody catalog your stuff?
He's not old enough to use Facebook yet. Not until he's like what, in his
Like
30s. Yeah.
Isn't he in the group?
And he'll be like, oh wow, Facebook's great. I can find all the old people I know on there now.
Do you catalog your figures?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah, it's called My Figure Collection.
My Figure Collection.
You talk about home, the pig.
Go make an
And
account,
then
Roger.
all the ones that don't go in there, which currently is about 7.5% of mine, then I have to create a list on there and just basically type it in a text list.
Those figures are worthless. Stop buying them.
I always forget my password on that, and I keep forgetting to add all the bajillion new figures I've added to my collection.
You need the app, so you just like open in, no problem.
True.
I actually end up having a spreadsheet also where I keep a lot more data on them, simply because of the fact that MFC is so incomplete in that regard. It really sets me off, as you can tell.
I won't find one of my girls' frontline figures. The tall one with the side hair. Yeah. It's not on MFC for some reason. But the other girls' frontline figures are. Her name's
yeah. There, a lot of the front lines can't go on there for the same reason. Yeah. So, one thing that tends to happen is you'll have a figure that's again still a Chinese manufacturer, but if it's attached to, for instance, Good Smile Shanghai Arts, which is part of Good Smile, they can list it. If on the other hand they're attached to, let's say, My Ethos, they can't list it. If it's not a Japanese property. So you end up getting a lot of situations like that. And so that's why many of the mobile game ones, you'll still have a few characters attached to a company that's allowed to have it listed, but the vast majority won't be. Which is, I just find that very annoying.
Ross won't even make his own list.
Great for reselling or buying, or at least on the buying side, I haven't actually sold any. I'm too attached to my figures.
I've sold a lot. When I put them up, they get snapped up quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really it's become my go-to source for buying secondhand.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys go myfigurecollection.com.
Not sponsored or anything.
myfigurecollection.net.
I was going to
.net.
say,
Like I said, I don't go to an option.
That's why we're not sponsored.
if you do it around 11 o'clock at night Central Time, there's about a 50% chance it'll be down.
That's true.
Russ here going all nights just checking when it's down.
Like,
Right
Yeah.
now, it's online. You guys are good.
At the time of recording. So is there a figure you want them to make a figure of that there is none?
Bunny Amelia.
A lot of them.
I don't think there's a good cruise figure yet, is there?
From
No.
Because that's one I want. And a scale, not a bust, metal.
Yeah, I'm tired of
Beetlejuice, however you say his name. Betelgeuse.
Betelgeuse.
oh
Billie
yeah,
Jean.
Billy G. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billie Jean.
Bust figure of him.
So they have him looking at you.
Life size.
Do you need to cosplay the guy?
That would be fun.
See, there you go.
I can see him doing that.
Oh my god. This is behind Amelia. I can have it right there. It's
Yeah, yeah.
like case.
Well, like my here, I'll show you a picture. My daughter's gotten very into cosplaying, and so while I can't remember which character this is, for one of her friends' birthdays yesterday, they went and did a photo shoot, and so she had done. Again, I don't know the character. Maybe one of y'all will. But see if I can get it to focus.
It's not working. It's too much glare.
Oh, you can kind of see it now. There you go.
There. So, but there's like covered with bandages and such.
A character. What?
Maybe.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you can see it.
whatever that is.
Yeah,
Cosplaying.
it's like someone that I guess gets hurt all the time. So there's like a bandage on the nose and other various bandages around. And I want to say there was some kind of temporary travel aspect because that's why she had the glasses. But she was giving me a little backstory on it, which I, of course, forgot since then. But yeah, so they went and did a photo shoot yesterday on that.
Nice.
Anybody ever buy a Lazy Sue or one of those mechanized Lazy Sues for their figures?
I wish I want one of those. So your figure's like,
They get turn around, turn around, turn around.
I just
Motorized.
yeah, I just recently got one of the little turntable ones. It's only like 8 inches, which is often like not really large enough when you have the base, depending on the figure. But it actually does work good for the pictures because previously, yeah, I would sit there and like be recording or taking pictures, and I just keep turning. So it's definitely more convenient. They're pretty cheap. It was like $15-20 shipped. I mean, it wasn't that much. Definitely convenient.
I guess a figure I wish they'd make. Hopefully, I don't get flagged for calling her out. She's called Black Lady from Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
She's pink hair, and they have a lot of garage kits for her, and that E2 whatever they're called. They have one, but I want like an official Black Lady figure. Would be nice. Instead of because you get a lot of Sailor Moon, and then you get a lot of the figure art characters, and it's like I just want Black Lady.
Don't worry. If anybody gets flagged, it's going to be Ed.
That's true.
What?
You're uploading it.
Oh, thanks, David.
Oh, hey, blame Domino. I didn't do it.
I'll still blame you, David.
I did not say Black Lady, except now because I want to.
To piggyback off that, is there a figure people really want to have? I mean, haven't got yet. Maybe there's a dream figure you really wanted to have?
There's one I want of Dante versus Virgil. Virgil.
Virgil?
Are they both fighting each other, and then their devil trigger forms are attached? Each piece is like 600 each, so the whole thing's like 1,200. If you, I want that, but there's no way.
You're not paying 1,200.
Yeah, that's expensive.
It's neat. It's a neat figure. It's like a diorama set, but yeah.
How about you, Ed? You have a green figure you want to get?
Almost any of the Yoko Littner figures that are going for high prices for no real reason. Especially the bunny.
True.
Like, I just want just remake re-release it. Like, people will buy. So, how about you, David?
I don't know. I kind of really want Gear 4 Luffy. It would go great with the Flamingo figure I have coming in. But I also would like one of the Whitebeard ones or the Madoka Magica. That big Ultimate Madoka.
Oh yeah, it's a nice figure.
And the Devil Akuma Homura.
That one's pretty. I like that one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But they're so fragile.
I know.
Ooh, that's really fragile.
Figures are fragile. More you know.
These are always breaking though.
I like to see some serious figures from of Hazuki from Moon Phase, because you have all I see is these little prize figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like there's nothing to them. It's kind of like Chobits, Chi from Chobits too, and it's like other than one or two serious figures, you don't really see any detailed figures other than those couple. So
that's because of the age, unfortunately.
If you want to buy a figure, you got to make a Moon Phase figure.
Yeah.
Just put all that money into Lum. Life size.
There you go, a life-size Lum.
It was like something around 25,000 when she first arrived, and it's gone up significantly after that.
25,000.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have that life-size Ram. That would be the one I would either that, or the god, the ultimate goddess and the ultimate devil from Madoka. So that'd be another nice one to have in the case where they're facing each other. Right, you're gonna maneuver them in such a way to make them look really nice.
The dream figures from Roger there.
Well, we have to have something. So
I know which one I want.
what, the Genocyber?
How'd you know?
Yeah.
See, Roger brought it up this time.
So,
Roger really loves Genocyber. Don't get him started. He'll just go on and on.
Y'all can't see it, but he actually has an entire wall dedicated to Genocyber.
I believe it. I believe it.
Let's talk on the beta line, not the alpha line over here. So, evil Roger.
It's right next to my Fuli Kuli shrine.
Are you sure you're in the alpha timeline?
I'm pretty darn sure if I'm on the right line, this is the right line. So
whoa, that's what they're thinking themselves on the other line too, saying this is the right timeline.
It's the other guy's problem. Maybe he likes Genocyber that much, and so that's his problem.
Wow, this is the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. How about you, Ross?
That one's easy for me. But if I say it, then it could, preview competition.
It's going to be Genocyber.
Ross become afraid of competition. What?
He's still stuck on Staccato and he just doesn't know it yet.
Actually, it's not a Sakano figure.
No.
It's a figure.
Which one?
Huh?
It's probably from your favorite studio, David.
No, it's not mainstream.
Is it Amelia?
No.
I think so.
What is it?
Fine, I'll tell y'all.
How do you this chain girl thing? Chain girls again for you tomorrow, whatever it is.
No,
Chainsaw Man.
it's the 1/2.5 scale Kurumi Tokisaki.
Oh,
All
Oh,
right.
now time to buy. Time to.
I'm sad I didn't know about that one back in the pre-order period.
What channel is that?
Data Life.
Yeah,
Stayed
Daylight.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kurumi.
Oh, the golf chick.
Yes.
Okay.
Object.
Wow, Roger.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting to know all the names, did you?
I
I had to
thought you
look her
know
up.
this.
No, I don't know all the names. I know if I
Ah.
saw the picture.
Yeah, I've got her Cheong Sam one, the one where she's one of 3 pieces that form a full set.
Mm.
And I've actually got one of the other 2 on order. I'm probably going to end up adding the 3rd one at some point,
You kind of
just to
have
have that
to.
full.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel. But the other one's kind of to me. But the completionist side of you, kind of says, you're just going to have to. You got no choice now.
How many figures does it take to complete a particular figure, though?
How many pieces are there?
That's why I'm asking for a piece of that person that really wants to know about being a completist. I mean, it's 20 pieces.
3.
So you only need 3 pieces to complete that particular figure?
Well, each piece is a portion of the scene.
I talk about figures in general.
Usually just
Usually.
one.
Just one.
Yeah.
You don't need to have. You don't have to have completionist values out there for figures like you do in anime. You got to have at least 3 different versions, or 4 different versions of the same thing to be completed.
Well, it's like those Cancoli or Azure Lane figures where you can get the one where it's just the girl or the one where she's got her battleship around her or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Those.
if you're a real fan of a series, then yeah, you go and look into maybe, I don't know, 10 figures or something from that show at least. To say that you're a true fan, but that's just being elitist by that point. So, it just that's just a number there. Do we want to be elitist in this group? I don't know.
25 of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even Saikano, I've got only
You only got the 3.
perhaps 4 right
Only
now?
4.
4 or 5. I don't
Oh
know.
man, you're
I'd
missing
have to look.
6. Come on,
I can't
Ross. You're slacking here.
Well, I know one's in transit now, so.
Okay, now
I
you have
think
5.
700 figures.
new game. I have 5 figures and 4 are Alba.
Not like you're on the really bare minimums of a shrine for Alba.
But I got like 3 wall scrolls, including a full white side wall scroll.
Those are not
And
figures.
well, they're hard to find. There's not many figures of her.
I guess.
There's only like 1 figure that left that I don't have.
I think you have to get on that.
I can't find it. I even have Anna searching Japan for it.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Apparently the holy grail of all Alba figures then, huh?
That's a hard one to come to, but I guess that would be the life size round. I'm easy to satisfy with that particular problem.
Whoa. Word choice, buddy.
Hey, let's just talk about holy grails. Didn't have one. It's all right, but I got one.
That figure's for the bed.
Wow.
You're asking about.
Well. Okay, guys. So back
We're really
to
trying
Wall
to get
Scrolls.
Ed in trouble with YouTube.
So back to Wall Scrolls.
And
So let's see.
A little bit of salad for Ed.
Yeah. Ed.
Yeah.
That's all I get, Ross.
Yep. You're on the spot.
I'm on the spot. Yeah, I'm
You're
still
on the
waiting
spot.
for some Marian figures here.
Yeah,
say
What?
What?
got released for the dress up, my dress up darling, the
Yeah.
Marin figures are starting. They're starting to
Marine?
Yeah.
So what happens if our favorite figure should happen to become one that's not even an official figure? Because that might happen.
I'm not.
We disown you.
That's kind of saddening, actually, that a non-official figure is better than any official figure ever.
I will admit I've done it where I'm like, you know what? I want that figure. It's like $20 from China. Okay, I've done that.
It's like that Malaysian anime you got in your collection that
I
nobody
got
this year.
Or you just have Ross buy you
money.
everything.
I'm okay. What's
Definitely
I
more
buy so
figures,
much that
yeah.
you can handle my bootlegs.
But apparently there's a lot of bootleg figures out there. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know how much quality they have over normal over the Japanese oriented ones. But are there a couple that you've seen that's really well done that say, hey, you got to watch out for this particular figure?
Oh, there's plenty that are really well done.
Oh yeah.
That
And
trying
another
really hard.
problem with
Just don't
all
get a
these
Domino
bootleg
box.
figures.
Don't get the one with the Chinese packaging on it. Just be sure not to get that one.
Actually, there are some that are just literally just really easy to figure out with the box without
Oh
trying.
yeah. The
Without
words
trying.
are like are obviously copied on.
Yeah. Quality
Yeah,
of
you
it, yeah.
It's like seeing a bootleg anime. Like the front part's always faded out, wrong colors,
Yep.
funny font.
that
Yep.
box in the back that tells you it's either in Chinese or English is a dead
Yeah,
giveaway.
it says the ultimate. It says the complete collection. And on the back of all the episodes.
That said, sometimes legitimate errors can make it very difficult to know which one is real. Take Revy or Remy, the bunny
Oh
that
yeah.
is spelled from Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Ravi's fault.
Yeah,
They misspelled her name, yeah.
yep. And if you look at what was the name? One of the Danganronpa characters, you'll see online that the last name, even though they'll do like ending in RG, it's something like RCK is how it's spelled on the box.
Huh.
That one that someone was asking about the other day. Let me see if I can find the name.
I remember there's a store called Factory to You, and they had GG Bizarre Adventure figures.
GG. I love that show. What are you talking about?
GG Bizarre, not JoJo. GG. I was like, okay.
It's not. There's not even an O in that. It's an I instead of an O.
GG. It was
Oh
like
boy.
JIJI. GG.
I could see Go Go instead. Go Go figures.
Right.
So you're going to start buying more figures, Roger?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was called.
What about you, Ed? Let's see.
Gutenberg.
Get you
Uh,
bigger into figures.
I'm not the
Celestial.
figure collector, figure expert.
But you are an expert.
Not on figures. You are.
Yeah, I believe you are.
Found a
Yeah,
figure yet, Ross?
I think you're the expert in everything anime. That's why you set these talks up.
I bring people in because they know their stuff.
Indeed.
No one wants to just hear me talk all the time.
But post that.
Maybe we'll see his face one day.
Maybe one day.
One day.
One day.
We need more, people to watch and comment.
Oh, where is everybody?
Jenny never responded. Jenna, I don't know what happened to her. Caitlin never said anything either.
Well, Caitlin, I don't know if she would. She has to be around her stuff to talk about it. But yes,
Oh, so that figure I was talking about was the Amon Toys, the Celestia Ludenberg is spelled on the box Ludenberg.
Oh yeah. They do misspell sometimes, even in their own characters. I have noticed that.
But that makes it difficult, because you'll sit there and you'll be like trying to look up certain names, like I said with Revy as well, and then you find that they're spelled differently on the box than at least you would expect it to be. So it makes you sit there and you'll see a box and you'll be like, "Is that real? I don't know."
Yeah.
You're immediately suspect of it. And like the Odd Taxi one I got yesterday, inside the box there was a quote that I read in the unveiling video, and I can't remember what the phrase was, but basically they had used the wrong word or had a typo that spelled a different word, and so then I was like, oh, it should actually say so and so, and like I can't recall the sentence, but they basically had an incorrect word. Now it's printed literally inside the slip cover or the box cover, so
Ooh.
most people probably never even notice it. But it's probably wrong like that, on all of those sets, every single one.
Okay, well, if you happen, well, I got another question. I guess I can ask if you have a detail for ready, like I do. What kind of things I add to it? I mean, like, is this a particular kind of light I should consider, or ornament or whatever?
What about those step up things where you can layer
Acrylic
your
steps.
figures? You can
Good thing to
yeah,
have.
Those are
Yeah,
good
that
I
if
would-
you have
I do like those.
if you have
Yeah.
Nindroids or like Figmas or like smaller figures, they're great. But
Yeah.
for scale, it doesn't help too much. Like it can help a little bit, I guess, depending on how tall they are. But
I disagree. They are really good.
Yeah. It just depends on how you want to display it, really.
yeah, exactly.
If you want just a giant figure in each cube, that's your thing. But
Each stream on each one.
yeah.
It's want to have a horror show. Go back there and say, don't look at that detail, man. It's all horror. It's a terrible. Keep on moving.
What I normally do, I don't have any detops. I just have like a curio cabinet. I have like the big figure in the middle, and then a bunch of little gashapons or whatever all surrounding it.
Oh, nice.
And I think it's cool that way. Looks fun that way.
Yeah. There's like no correct or wrong way to really go about it. It's to your own taste, you
Yep,
know.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So if you want lights,
Definitely
cool. If not,
right.
cool, Or if you
Yeah.
want stands, cool. If not, cool.
Make sure the lights don't melt your figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheat anyways.
Oh,
If you have incandescents, you're gonna have some issues. But if you have LEDs, it shouldn't put out.
Yeah.
Don't use a weed light on them.
Yeah, use LEDs that
yeah, don't bright ones. Yeah, they do get hot, the real bright ones.
Like a 500 watt LED.
I don't think you're gonna have one of those, but it'd be something that'd be just bright enough to lighten the detail.
Lights and put them
Oh, that used to be a figure.
in spotlights somewhere else in your room where you shine it on the case.
Some people do that. I've seen some displays that have actual custom lighting. Them so it looks really nice. They're like a museum. You walk into it, it's like, oh, it's a pretty cool thing to look at.
Yeah, in my case, I'm not concerned about enclosing them, just because in general I've not been like very glass favorable. It would inevitably break around me, and so I like more of the shelf look, but I really like intermixing it with either anime or manga or just it helps kind of set a theme. Now, more often than not, I can't be the right show type theme, but it's still just as a overall collection element. Sometimes what I'll do is like I'll try and put ones that are kind of similar in nature, like maybe put maids together or make it look like a maid's waiting on someone. Or if they're a little more risque, I might put several of the risque ones together in one general area. Since that will thematically go together a little bit more. But yeah,
Gotta hide them in the closet.
Nah, you gotta proudly display those. Like I have that gamer girl from Native where she's on like a dresser holding a game or something, and she's exposed. And you just open up the china cabinet she's in, and you're like, "Oh hey, she's right there."
But you have to open something up.
Yeah, but you can still see it if you look like this, you know. Oh hey.
New figures that you can take clothes on and off.
That one never had clothes to put on, but
Oh my! Oh my!
cast offs.
Yeah, they're all sorts of figures.
So see these weird types of things. They got removable hats, yeah, but they have clothes and no clothes. Like for instance, that really cool elf that that Jenny put up. There's two versions of it.
oh yes, I know
Oh
what shelf you're
yeah.
talking.
Oh yeah.
I have
Very
a
clever.
I have a Kanu figure where she's like in this warrior getup, and she has a magnetic chest where you can have either the armor or you can pop them off and put the magnetic under, if you know.
It's actually kind of clever because at least that way you don't have to worry about the clothes or fabric or
Yeah,
whatever.
I like the magnet chest. That's actually fun.
Yeah, well, there is some things. There are different kinds of figures.
Like clothes, no clothes. Yeah, make an interesting magnet for the fridge. I'm sure.
Put a note in between.
Nice.
Just look under the tatas on the fridge. Please.
That's gonna be Roger's next fridge right there.
Thank you, Ed. I expect it from you soon.
I'm just expecting the best from you, Roger. Like, just.
I mean, like the best that I know there, Ed.
Oh wait, you already have one.
I have a gym.
See, you're
How do
already
he so
ahead.
very much?
Yeah. But no,
Go ahead, ask your question.
Ask your burning question.
I don't have a burning question right now. I'm just seeing what Ed has to say for another question.
When's your next detolf?
Well, to tell you the truth, it might be kind of soon, depending on the situation.
Oh,
Situation. Oh.
Yeah, I got to maneuver some stuff out in and out of my home to make that happen. But I would love to have 2 or 3 at most, but I'd probably be able to fit in 2 detolfs at most. And then that'll be absolute. Figuring it out mathematically, it's not going to happen any more than that.
Just
Unless you can bridge. I wonder if you can bridge some detolfs or have something like a bridge.
that'd be a nice detop, wouldn't it? Dangerous, but
Column.
Oh, could be like the aquariums where you're just
Yeah, I mean,
walking underneath.
That'd be kinda cool.
that'd be cool.
Even though I don't get the dirty minds out there thinking about it already. But anyway,
wow.
like some sort, all glass arch with the levels on them. You can put the more risque ones on the bottom and the more clean ones on on top.
Keep the magnet on the outside of
Well, you're gonna have one-way windows, so you can't see up. You can only see down, and stuff like that. Curiosity with that, but to tell you the truth, in a situation like mine, I don't have a whole lot of room to take care of these things. So I'm always thinking of conniving. How do is there a certain size scale I can figure out to get the best impact or to get the most representation without looking cluttered? Or do I have to stick with 1 or 2 and that's it? I was thinking about 1 or 2, but I started seeing more and more figures that I wouldn't mind having that one. This one is that one. I kept on catching myself trying to buy one. Nope, I'm not going to buy it. Then I bought it. Then, yeah. So
It's too late for you now, Roger. It's too late.
I'm a guy that I must admit I'm a collector of many things. If I didn't have limitations on it, I would collect everything. But when it comes to figures, there are a lot of them. So I don't know if there's an ideal size for my DTOF. I've heard everybody says, no, there's no ideal size. Is this what you like to have in your DTOF? But I wonder if there is a ideal size of a collection of figures inside of a DTOF. If it's a 1/6, or 1/4, or 1/7, or what the heck it is you want to go with, I have no idea.
Well, of my scale, 1/7 and 1/8 definitely dominate and count over
Mostly
1/6.
1/7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1/7 is pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, when you go up on the scale, like 1/8, 1/10, that means it's a smaller.
Yeah, because that's a fraction of full.
Yep.
Yeah, so the bigger the fraction, the smaller the fraction, the bigger the implement.
Yeah, you have your 1/4, and then you have your 1/7. You know.
Yeah. The bigger the number, the smaller you are.
Yes,
Well,
it's like needle gauge size.
Yeah.
You hear them say they're coming at you with an 8-gauge needle. Run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess as an easy way to kind of remember a 1/4 as compared to a 1/8 is going to be like twice the height but 4 times the material.
Oh, I didn't know.
Because if you think about it, it's expanding in all directions.
Yeah, I
So
figured a 1/4 would be double the size of an 1/8.
it's double size, but everything is doubled.
Or more.
So right.
It could be more than that in material. It could be.
So I mean, you're going twice as high, twice as wide, twice as deep.
Yeah, it depends on what they're wearing too.
I should only collect 1/4 then. That's it.
That's up to you.
I'll just follow my chief here, buddy. They should only do 1/4. That's it, and that's it.
It's best to have a myriad of different scales, so it gives some, difference in your collection, uniqueness.
Well, then buy everything.
I can't do that. We'll have a hard left over.
Do it.
Just expand your location. It's obviously simple.
It's been a struggle on that part. So it's been a real struggle. I realize there's only a couple. Maybe I got one more place to put things, and that's about it.
Uh-oh.
Then the end is near.
You mean it's time to move?
Yeah, there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to move. And luckily, I've been delaying it for such a long time. I haven't thought too much about it. But there's going to be a time where I actually have to put money down for a house. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Just move right next to Ross.
Live in Destin.
You would have to drive to work.
Yeah, I got a sweet arrangement of have everything within walking distance. So yeah.
Well, that might be a problem there.
Well, it's going to be an issue because location is the number one thing I like being lazy about. I hate moving.
On that one.
It's like I have to be walking distance for this specific location.
Especially with gas prices rising these days, yeah.
Just get an electric car, obviously. Come on.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
That'll cost you a few figures, but yeah.
We don't speak of that.
At what point, I also wondered, at what point, it might be a stupid question, but at what point do you think that you have enough figures?
I haven't figured that out yet.
There's a such thing?
When you don't have money.
250
There you
is
go.
good.
That's good.
I was thinking like 100 would be a good number, at which point to try and rotate stuff out, but there's already more than 100 I like, so yeah.
I have my list, and I have over 300 listed on my figure collection.
You have 300? Shit.
Yeah, but I'm also counting gashapons too, so.
Oh yeah, that does make it. Yeah.
It adds up.
That
It
adds
does
up
add.
quick. Yeah.
I'm closing in on 100 soon. But
I
not
will
yet.
be at 100 once I have all my pre-orders.
See, that's a good milestone.
That means Ross and David are at the same level.
We're very similar.
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, they're almost like
Ross
the same
has a
person.
bit more because he has more money at the moment.
The proof is he has a camera.
Oh yes, there's that too.
What's that? Wade and his camera purchase?
Yes.
I mean, I have a camera on my laptop, but
Use it.
then you people yell at me for the speaker quality.
Well, you gotta like mine. I'm using my web the thingy. It's got a mic.
Webcam, microphone on it, like mine does. Mine has a Logitech thing has a microphone
Yeah,
on
mine's
it.
a Logitech too. Haha, me and Roger are twins.
So that's
That's
Well,
sad.
it's a
But like,
good company.
yeah, I normally will use the camera from my little camera thing, but I'll actually use the headset for
You can do
both
that too.
speaker,
You can do that too.
as opposed to the built-in on the camera, which sucks on mine.
Would you consider buying a professional camera to film your figures with?
No.
Why not? It's
Why
only
don't you buy that? Why don't you steal that 100-year-old camera from Wade?
Works fine.
It's the other
I used to have a whole SLR setup and I couldn't justify it anymore. So I ended up selling it because
Wow.
it was so, you could do 90% at least of what you wanted to do just with the phone camera. And not to mention the speed that it takes in terms of setting up the other equipment, getting it out of the bag, especially if you're hiking or whatever. And so eventually I was just like, well, I can't justify it anymore. It's just too convenient to do this. Which was a shame because I really like doing like the landscape and macro. But I had thousands tied up in that equipment, and before it became worthless from digital, just completely eroding it, I was like, all right,
Yeah,
I guess it's time to cash out.
once the megapixel reached about like 8 megapixel, I
Yeah.
would think, then it really became irrelevant to have a SLR high end.
Even digitally, it couldn't compete. It
Yeah,
became obsolete just too quickly.
Yeah, I was actually selling cameras at the time when these phones were coming out, and you just saw a contraction.
Yep.
The only thing left behind now are the regular film SLRs, but those are dying because digital is so well done now. So that's the future.
And I love
Not
it.
totally.
Icon setup.
There's gonna be a niche market out there.
Yeah, for about all 3 people in America will have one. The rest of us will have
No,
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
It's significant. It's just the problem was the obsolescence. Like even once I went digitally with my Nikons, it still got
digital,
obsolete way
even
too
right now,
fast.
digital cameras, they're
The lenses.
they're backtracking.
Well, the lenses were all that would maintain any semblance of value. Like the camera body
actually,
cratered.
Actually, the newer autofocus lenses, when you use them with the current cameras and stuff, they're fine. And what's really hitting them hard is all those legacy lenses from all those other SLRs and stuff. A lot of people are using those because they like the images out of those a lot better for filming. I mean, doing digital movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and there's still a lot of people shooting film. There's a lot more out there than you think there is.
Oh, and then the different sensor sizes also with Nikon created a lot of issue.
Well, right now Nikon's not Nikon anymore. It's
thought about Konica.
It's not.
Oh, I didn't even.
Pentax was bought by Hoya. Now it's bought, and now Ryko's got Pentax. I'm a Pentax person. All my lenses on my digital cameras, all my legacy SLR lenses will fit on my digital camera. Versus a lot of these other ones, they change their mounts and everything so much that you got to buy adapters and all this other stuff to fit some.
Or just buy a phone and be done with it, but 95%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but some of them are just like.
Just buy the Apple one then.
Well, no, I mean, there's definitely capabilities that you can't do or do easily with this, but again, 95% you can.
In certain situations, there's only so much you can do with software emulation. There's certain things you will probably be difficult to do to compose a picture, have a certain kind of lighting or certain kind of light gathering, certain amount of shadows and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
there's certain places 30-year-old cars can still take you.
Some of the newer digital SLRs are a lot more enhanced than one I bought from 2007.
Yeah.
And I got one coming in tomorrow. It's a 36 megapixel. So
yeah, get one of those gigapixel cameras and be taking care of it.
This
get raw photography. It'd be like my buddy one of my buddies about he's thinking about getting involved with raw. He's been involved. We've been involved with raw photography, and he's saying it's really great to deal with. The reason why I'm talking about it is because the next thing I like to see happen on Animazing is the people doing scenes with their figures. It'd be kind of cool, like fighting each other or displaying like Kendra did. She did a really good job on that.
That's very niche too.
Yeah, but that's the next step. Bring your children out of the shadows, put them in front. That's been hiding on their packages and in their closets and they've been hidden away in secret places that it has been dusted off in the last 20 years. It's time for them to come out and be created.
Open your
I do.
figures.
I do, which Edward and David know about.
Oh my God.
I can't do it yet. And I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah.
Not even Quinn?
Huh? No, you know which scene.
I know.
Yep.
I guess everybody knows now,
Except for Roger.
I don't know. I'm the last one. I'm lost. I'm among the lost over here. What I'm talking about.
With one of the new Mordred figures that's coming out, I'm going to get that and the old Saber figures. Set them up so it looks like they're about ready to fight.
That'd be kind of cool. I would like to see that, or an altar and a normal. It'd be kind of cool.
Meh.
Never mind. Mordred, yeah.
What?
Yeah. You lose Ed?
No, I'm still here.
He's
All right,
trying to understand your guys' shenanigans.
You're in your own world over there.
Yeah, I got lost.
With the whole camera talk and the whole scenes, like
I'm like, come on, moderator, get us back on topic.
yeah.
Where you at?
where are we at there, Ed?
Well, right now we're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so
We are? Oh,
yeah.
Only.
Yeah, we've been almost talking for that long here. Getting you
I think-
situated on buying you more figures.
Have we succeeded yet?
Oh,
We need to get Wade, Roger, and Ed to buy more figures.
get on David's level with what, 14?
That's only this year.
That's the pre-order.
That's the stuff I've got this year.
It's like, get on my level.
I have 29 still coming in.
Uh-huh.
Check out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, is there would there be any one piece of advice from the more experienced figure collectors that you would like to know for the newbies that like for people like me? There was like one advice you would give.
If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Well, that's been handed down for the last 1,000 years. So it's a figure is normally
But
like
people still don't listen to it.
So look at this. The same figure is probably going to be a
I mean, this is how, unfortunately, you do end up with a
collection
bootleg at $200 for
Yeah,
a figure that normally costs a lot more.
But that's 5 years later after you've collected it. I've got so many of these really cool things, man. They're all bootleg. What?
Well,
Stay away from China-only companies.
Stay away
Like
from
my ethos.
This is in due diligence. It's just really important.
you can always start with pop-up parade figures as a beginner. That's something, start small, kind of work your way in, and then when you're ready to throw the bones down for a figure, make sure it's a figure you actually want.
Yeah.
What about the pop-up
Don't
figure
let
you saw just recently?
Ed pressure you into stuff.
Yes. And always be in the corner saying, buy more, buy more.
That's
But
why you
you
have that
should
mega mean.
You should be buying more.
That's another figure I wouldn't mind having, but it's gotta be there has to be a limit to all these different figures I want to have.
There will never
There's
be a
no limit.
There gotta be a limit.
That's my cue there of like there is no limit. Buy what you
Here's the-
want, what you can
The limit-
afford, but always buy.
Always
Always
buy.
Or
buy
buy more than you can afford, like
more.
I do.
Oh, you can take that approach and
Mine's buy more than you should.
But yeah, really buy characters you really love though. It put unique expressions in your collection, make it unique, and make it your own. Have fun with it.
Or you can just buy China My Ethos stuff because you like the look of how lewd it looks.
Well, I guess we like that.
I'm good with that.
Some of them are nice. Yeah.
I see an overarching theme over there, David.
Well,
I'm
we
trying to
should
save
buy
him from
the figure that has
himself.
the best looking box. Who cares about the figure as long as the box looks good? How about that?
And box
I'll
is the
show
selling
you.
point.
Might as well talk about the selling points.
I mean, some do. I'm saying, is that your ethos? Is that your goal?
My goal is to have everything, but if I can't have that, I might as well have the prettiest box.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You do you.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've got like probably 15, 20 boxes that I keep that tend to be like my favorites of whatever will fit under the desk area.
Oh, so got any good boxes for
And-
that?
Yeah, I mean, just whichever ones look the nicest in terms of what's on them. I have them I mean, they're not displayed, but they're displayed, if that makes sense. Because I can't put them all out, so this way I have some of them out and the rest are in a box, in a bigger box. But this way I've got a selection of ones that are real nice out there, and that kind of almost acts as its own sub display.
There you go.
There you go, man.
So then you drop food on the floor and you look under your desk and you go, "Oh, I forgot I have all those nice boxes there."
Are you telling us something here, Ross?
No, I'm just saying it makes for a nice display in what would otherwise be dead space,
Yeah.
because otherwise behind your desk you might just have cords and who knows what.
Yep.
So
Just remember, boxes can catch on fire.
You don't say. They are a flammable substance.
It will feed fire.
You dust them.
that's one reason I'm afraid in Florida, put them even up in the attic, because your attics in Florida will hit 140 degrees in the summer,
Ooh.
and at least.
I wouldn't do that anyways, because I think that under that kind of condition, your box art will get brittle, or they'll start fading, or start wrinkling, or something like that. They're probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah. So like we've kept all ours in air control, basically.
That's fantastic.
Somewhere that's basically air conditioned or whatever.
Yep.
On control.
Yep.
That is the ideal situation. Or you can just build forts with your boxes.
Do what?
Box
Oh
of-
yeah.
That's what it was becoming in my house. I was like, oh god.
How's the fort?
What's that contraption?
God,
That's my figure keep. That's what I use to show off all my figures with. So don't lean against the wall though.
There's people I've seen pictures of with their just rooms filled with boxes.
I've seen that with seen those with those pop-up things, pop-up wall things. People filled the whole wall with those pop it kind of little
yeah.
figure things.
Pops, yeah.
Pops, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that, and probably Androids too. I bet there'd be quite a bit of those people wanting to symmetrically stack their stuff in curious shapes and walls and awnings and stuff
But
like
I
that.
don't even mean a wall. I mean like literally the whole volume of the room filled. Like how did they find the box they need? They sell one.
They don't.
Well, make it.
It's like swimming through it.
You'd hope there's a system though.
Hopefully.
There is
True.
I'm giving hope.
It's wherever you can stack it, where it don't fall. That's how that
Has it fallen? No. Okay, it's good.
works.
Like,
Master Jenga players.
Oh, man.
like a net up there, and it'll be like, "Huh, your ceiling's only like 6 feet tall." You're like, "Oh, it's all boxes above that."
Is that your new level?
You got to stoop to walk around.
Depends how tall you are.
Not if you have
It
enough
can be an
boxes.
advantage to be vertically challenged, right?
Well, Ed, is there another subject we can talk about?
No, I think we're pretty much around it. Just any lasting thoughts of figure collecting? I know we said for new collectors, but anything for seasoned collectors. So I guess could be a final topic here. What
The
what do you
words of
think
Ed.
most people will
Buy
forget?
more.
Buy more.
Well, question.
I think,
especially for Ed.
well, one thing that comes to mind, and I don't know that I would still even consider myself seasoned, but I guess I'm getting there, is knowing or having a good idea of places that are more or less known safe to buy from. And that's whether it's stores, proxies, certain methodologies, or whatever. So I've been doing quite a bit of experimentation on that and hope to be sharing those results as, figures either arrive or don't, and, basically have more data in that regard.
Yeah.
I've actually had mostly positive experiences almost entirely.
Now, one thing I like to point out, and I'm not trying to self-inject anything like that, but if you are like people like me that don't know any very little, if you ever want to go and buy a figure, we do have someone on with Animazing. Her name is Anna, and she lives in Tokyo, and she works through her storefront, Tokyo Geek. If you are looking for that figure, or you're concerned about if it's real or not, I would. She definitely has proven to be a valuable resource. I know there's Ami, you got Tokyo Mode, you got I would say that you probably got Crunchyroll and you got other stores. But if you're really wanting to have that opportunity to work with someone that's in Tokyo right there, and she has been proven to be very honest, I definitely would recommend trying out and looking to work with Anna through Tokyo Geek 2.0.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good point. Domino, any words of wisdom?
Any words of wisdom? Buy what you want. Don't let people tell you to not buy the character you want just because you like it. And just know your limits. Don't go crazy on a figure that's $200 unless that is something you want in your collection. Don't just do it to make a collection. Just do what makes you happy.
That's wise.
Yeah.
That's good.
David?
Yeah, David.
Yeah, that's all you need to have.
Kind of to contrast what Domino said. There, PayPal does have the pay in 4 deal, which is really good. So you don't have to pay right then and there. You can just break it up. I can't pay $300 at once for a shipment, but I can pay $75 over 6 weeks.
That's fair.
I think that was it? Right Stuff has like what was it? Sizzle.
Sizzle. Yeah.
You can find buy in quarters.
Yeah, exactly.
Sideshow does it too.
Oh yeah,
You
many companies do that.
next year anyways. Why pay for everything up front? We can just do Sizzle.
Yeah, it's great. It's the reason why I've been able to get so much. I should stop doing that.
You recommend it, then you say stop doing it.
Well, I should stop doing it. I don't make as much money as you or Roger or Ross. Both of them, really.
How do you know? I only make $5 a month.
Well, to tell you the truth, if you want to make as much money as I do, become a car salesman. I recommend it. Car sales that's where it's at.
There you go.
I'm not a people person.
Don't have to be a people person. Just have to get the other person to buy. Use all your line.
Great tech, and they put me to shame. Let's put it that way.
I mean, is a baseball bat recommended?
Yeah, absolutely. Use that threatening stuff. So you buy this, if you don't, you'll get this. Which one? Cart like this. But left hook.
I mean, this is Arizona. Everyone has a gun, though.
That's Arizona, yeah. I can vouch for that.
Oh wow.
Okay, Dave, Ed, you're the last person. What's the last words of wisdom you want to give it to us?
You should be buying.
You should be buying. But you don't
Specifically,
buy.
David.
I'd buy more of you, boy.
You should keep doing it.
You should be buying more.
Buy more.
1-2 figures a month. Get out of here.
Buy more, think less.
Eat ramen.
Eat ramen.
When you run out of money for your stuff, you're gonna have to eat something. Then ramen comes into play. So you recommend probably gonna need to have about 3 months of ramen storage, just in case you're kind of tight with the stuff.
And when you do that, make sure you go and you buy your noodle stoppers.
And reuse your bathwater.
Oh
too.
yeah. There you go. There you go. Domino has an example.
What do you buy?
Some people know.
All right. I think we did good then. Thank you everyone for joining today. This has been an excellent opportunity, and hope everyone's learned something.
Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun today.
Ram is the best.
Absolutely, Rem's the best. I agree
Ram
with you,
is
buddy.
indeed the best.
Rem is the best.
Ram fanfic Ram, I guess.
Yes. Ram.
Who is Ram, anyways?
Some people don't understand.
I know that a lot of people like photoshopping Ram to have blue hair, but there's no Ram. I'm sorry.
Rem happens to be the number one girl in ReZero. If you happen to have any kind of questions about that, well, Rem doesn't have to remember. She's the best.
What's still alive?
Rem's still alive.
I know.
She's also alive in my heart.
Aww.
But she's not best girl in your heart.
Well, that'll be for Haruhi. So
That's because Udaha's best girl.
in some people's
It is rising.
Maybe that can be the next topic. Waifus.
talk about subject matter, touchy subject matter that'll cause it forever enemies. I don't know. But, yeah, we talk
Well,
about
only if you're wrong.
All right. Thanks, guys.